In a previous video, we briefly covered a list of some of the most interesting and best fan-made Star Wars games, and in that list is a game that we want to dive into a bit deeper. This game is called Star Wars Redemption, a 3D platformer developed in Unity Engine 4 that follows a Jedi called Maveen. The only backstory we know of this character is that this Jedi has disguised as a clone trooper for a period of time within the Clone Wars. That's it. Whilst the storyline may be relatively lacking at this point, the designs, environment and gameplay of this fan-made project is far from that. In fact, I'd go as far to say that this person working on this fan-made project is doing more than what is expected of most indie developers, and perhaps even some AAA studios. The game came to our attention relatively late when we were writing the script to our previous fan-made Star Wars games video, and looking into this deeper, it's absolutely insane to me that this project is not getting the attention it absolutely deserves. Now usually, I have a question of the day at the beginning of this video, but I'm going to do this a bit differently. I'm going to throw you the question after you've seen what this game has to offer. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Star Wars Redemption is a project that fully originated back in late 2012 purely as a concept. The artwork is relatively dated, and you can see why, as within 3 or so years, the characters became fleshed out, 3D modelled and rigged to show what the characters would officially look like in Geonosis, as well as an official title for the game. Everything looks amazing here and legit looks like it's been plucked right out of an episode of the Clone Wars TV series. And I have to remind you guys, this is all the way back in 2016. I haven't even gotten into what the game looks like now. So we're following Etienne's blog here, which dates all of his progress on the project from 2016 onwards. Starting off with the main character, Maveen went through some changes in her face model and hairstyles, until it was finalised to the one that you see now. And as this game is set in the Clone Wars, works on Venator Star Destroyers and Lucrehulk battlecruiser models were being made. These models weren't lifted from other projects, guys. This was all from the ground up, and the details on these are absolutely absurd. Everything from the engines, metal paneling, war paint and more are truly beautiful. But why were they so detailed? Get this, it was because they were fully boardable and traversable, literally walking around within a Venator itself, shown off in these screenshots. And yes, according to the other screenshots, third person flying is also planned. I mean, I don't even need to explain to you how amazing this looks, guys. Just looking at this stuff is enough to blow your mind. And to think this project isn't getting the attention it deserves is honestly a crime. But moving on from space battle gameplay to 3D ground platforming, Etienne shows off some concepts for the assets seen on the ground of Geonosis. These bulky ground red rocks that give off some form of canyon or desert. Etienne shows off some ground textures from those ideas that transform into these beautiful watercoloured textured 3D worlds that just sell the concept that you're on Geonosis. Moving on to the next planet that Etienne designed, Lumberia, a fan-made planet this time, which is filled with luscious green grass. We see some unique tree assets for this planet, as well as some grass shaders that start making the ground of the planet feel far more alive and textured. Moving forward 3 months ahead, and these planets really start taking form and being far more detailed than they were previous. Everything from unique man-made rock textured walls, roses, bluebells and more, all bringing a completely new tone of colour to the oranges of Geonosis and the greens of Lumberia. A training room level is created and then revamped. Then the Venator's interiors get more love too. The protagonist, Maveen, gets a full body redesign with her clone trooper helmet too. We even start seeing her building a personality with these facial animation tests for potential cutscenes. As someone who's worked in 2D animation career-wise, this is genuinely outstanding work. Another 6 months passes and we're seeing fully animated ambient foliage effects for Lumberia. A fully modelled and animated battle droid enemy, Maveen getting her first double-sided lightsaber with a unique handle design, her face seeing a more slimmer facial design with a taller chin, as well as under the hood improved rigging for her animations. But the best is yet to come, as she's got a full set of attack animations with her 2 lightsabers and an idle animation. But that's not all. Water physics and waterfalls are added into the engine, as well as water animations against the rocks. And finally, some very basic gameplay and combat with the lightsaber being introduced. As we start getting closer to the present, roughly 8 months ago, gameplay hits the scene, where we finally get to see a fully fledged level design, some minor platforming and combat. Honestly, for only one person to have worked on the majority of this, not disregarding the other 2 people that had a hand in this build also, this is beyond my wildest expectations. Of course, Etienne is a professional. He's worked in the industry and has had worked for indie and AAA companies alike, and it really shows. From my knowledge, as I'm writing this, he's taken no financial compensation for the work he's done, and I feel this project has gone under the radar for far too long. However, for every good project like this, there comes bad news. As the team shrunk back down to just 1 person, Etienne has made the decision to shut down the project, as the scope and ambition behind it is simply too large, despite it being such a passion project for so long. I feel if the project had a bigger backing and some more people willing to get involved, this wouldn't be the case. We've covered a lot of good Star Wars fan games in the previous video, but nothing compares to this, I feel. So if there's one thing I could suggest, definitely go and give this project some love. I've posted Etienne's YouTube link in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And of course, my question of the day is, what do you think about this project? Is it something you absolutely love, or is it something that doesn't really hit right with you? Let me know all of your thoughts about the project down below. I will absolutely be sure to read through all of them. Other than that, that's everything for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you've made it this far, may I also recommend our newly released Patreon. We cover tons of new rewards and perks for all of you that subscribe. From newsletters, extra videos, playing games with us, specialized merch, and more. And hey, if you're unable to do Patreon, YouTube memberships also share the same perks and rewards. And finally, if you love all things Star Wars, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. As for me, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.